So Spare Rib were my first publishers, really. I was delighted. I was a bit knocked out, really. I don't know what I expected from it. And through that, I think I became more involved in feminist ideas, more specifically, labor ideas, the things that were then coming our way through being feminist cartoonists. I think were a lot from the left wing and labor and civil rights kind of things, or civil liberties sort of things. So I did work on commissions doing editorial stuff, but I always just loved that cartoon art form as something abstract and strange.
So why now you do more fine art and less cartooning? Why have things moved in that direction?
Well, the cartooning, to be honest, as we did it for very little money or no money at all, and it was always a sarcastic riff with all of us. Oh my God, is this paid? Oh, that's a lot of money, like $2 or something, £2 or something for a cartoon. So it wasn't sustainable. And I think for a lot of us, even artists, it was part of not just cartoonists, a lot of artists just sought ways to make a living. I became a house painter, actually. And then I did that for a very long time. I liked it because it was a straightforward job. I got different settings, different people. It's probably what I liked about cartoons. You have exposed to different kinds of people. And then I didn't know. I had been a cartoonist. Lots of people would say, oh, you're a cartoonist. But I'd say, well, not really doing that anymore. And then I started to try and make my painting work mix with the fine art work. Mm-hmm. I found it very difficult here. I really did try. I did very beautiful furniture. It was unusual. I found it very hard to find places to sell it. So then I decided to leave the United Kingdom. Mrs. Thatcher was still in the second term. And I was going somewhere where I could work as an artist, at least as a craftsman artist. So I went, ended up being in San Francisco, where I continued, and my furniture became a venue for a mixture of fine art and a designed functional art, I guess it was. And I managed to earn a living for a long time.
So when you were doing your cartoons in the 70s and early 80s, did you get much response from people?
Yeah, I had response. A couple of us, Christine Roche and I all of us actually, and Joe Nesbitt, we kind of enjoyed trying to get difficult stuff out there. But for the more conservative jobs that we did, we couldn't because they were under commission. But for our own work, it was really difficult. So that's when we decided to do Sour Cream. Just self-publish. The first one, which you haven't got, was comic form. It was a tall book. And then it was republished by Sheba into a book form. It was such fun. It was incredible. And one of my spare ribs was banned by a separatist woman's bookshop because there were far too many penises in it. And they didn't really know me, and I really wasn't interested in who I was as an artist when I did the work. The work was the work. And I asked them why they banned it. And they said, because you're too male obsessed, which was quite funny because I was a lesbian. But the reason I did the penis was because of the comic art that I was reading. I was really interested, and still am, in comic art, which now has become more graphic novels. I liked Bob Crumb's work because it was already satirical about himself and his wife, Aileen Crumb. A lot of it was so grotesque. Mm-hmm. So these endless graphic portrayals, which are mostly, I think, read by young men, of these penises, oversized and ejaculating all over the place. I thought, oh my God, is that really what sexuality is? So I actually said, I just took the penis in my own way. I thought, I did a very funny one, which I really liked, was the Queen in a little outfit passing by this row of erect penises with little legs of the soldiers all standing to attention. I thought it was funny. It was irreverent, but I didn't really want to offend anyone. I knew it was a line of humor and thinking that many women would, maybe some men, but women would find extremely funny. And I was right. So but it sprang as a critique from the comics. It wasn't really totally just about the society we were living in. I just really detested them, and I thought, that's how you portray us and yourselves. It's kind of a joke, very immature. It was very immature. I couldn't read the comics. I liked Superman and all those. I used to look at those, and some of the artwork I still quite like. And I have a small collection of stuff, but it's mostly because I'm interested in the artwork. And I think some of the new stuff that's in this show is fantastic, because the younger artists are trained more in this genre, which we weren't. We were doing something different. We were just doing what we did. So we were all very different in that first Sour Cream, which I think was very exciting for us. And to be able to positively reinforce each other's work and have a venue to... I mean, we were grateful for the exposure that we got, but the fact that it was impossible to really earn, I think we never really thought about it. We were all doing something else. So it's really nice to see that some people, I'm sure it's quite a struggle. It's a lot of work, but they are earning, and that came a bit after us, I think. And the whole interest in graphic novels is way after us. But there were some strands, I think, that were in there. And I wasn't unaware of what had gone before me. And I think we were doing something different.
Lovely.
So that was exciting.
Thank you very much, Lesley
Thank you,
Ruda.
thank you, thank you.